And I think everybody's here. Let me go ahead and check the roll. Now that Miss Kidd's here, we were talking about you before you got here, Miss Kidd. We can't talk about you.
Y'all are always talking about me. That's why I have to eat cake.
Oh, me. My training went well. You know how many people we had in my training? Over 50 people was in my training. I was like, oh my God, is this Tri-County Tech?
Wow.
One person was asking how to log on.
Now, I heard you say something about you tried to make a second video, but it only recorded like 4 seconds.
Yeah. So
yeah, I looked for that yesterday.
Yeah, tonight is going to be, it's going to be called Virtual Office Hours 2, and I'm going to load it onto all of the YouTube channels. So it's going to be on all the YouTube 120 this semester, the 12011, 12010, and 12023. It's going to be called Virtual Office Hours, and it's going to have a Roman numeral 2. Okay. All right, let me do the attendance right quick. Get that out of the way. And I don't have that many questions to go over. I've got like 5 or 6 questions out of 5.5 to go over. 12011. And another reason I need to do this is because I ain't gonna say what happened, but it was my alarm clock's fault this morning. And so the 8 o'clock class did not have class this morning. It was the alarm clock's fault. Because it wasn't my fault. It's always somebody else's fault. Okay, Costanzo is here. Fry is not here. Gill is here. Hunia is here. Kidd is here. Mance is here. Richie is not here, or is Richie here? Richie is not here. Smith is here. Spear, Thompson, and Wilson. Okay, I got the roll. We are recording. Okay. So the first question I got is in the email. 5.5. Here it is, first question. 5.5, 31/11. I'm going to write it down. 5.5, 31/11. There is the question. Is this a test question? Yes. This is a test question. And it is like the dinner question. You got 2 appetizers. You got 4 main courses. And you got 2 desserts. How many combinations do you have? Well, I think we did this question. You multiply. 2 times 4 times 2 is what? 16. So this question, I want you to write down, is like the dinner question. So I want you to read the question, and I want you to do the multiplication. I don't want you to sit there and do it like one of my students did. I ain't gonna say which class, but didn't even try. And I'm like, hello, I don't know how to do it. Okay, whatever. So what did I do with 2 appetizers, 4 main dishes, and 2 desserts? I just what?
Multiplied.
So here I have 4 skirts and 7 blouses.
I can't read the question. I'm sorry, it might just be me.
It is.
I'm
That's why we
sorry.
make fun of you.
I know.
How's that?
That's better. Skirt, 4 skirts. I can write what you write, but I want to be able to write the question too.
Okay, you can see that, Diva. I mean, you can see that, Miss Kidd.
Yes,
got
sir.
All right. So what do you do? I want to ask y'all a question. Why don't women call their shirts? Why do they call them blouses?
I don't call them that. I call it a t-shirt or a shirt.
I always wondered that when I was growing up. Why do you call a shirt a blouse? All
Well,
right.
when you think about a blouse, I guess you think it's more of a something that goes with a skirt, something dressy.
Okay.
I was gonna say
4
that
times 5. Now, I'm sorry, but you better not miss these two on the test. I just showed you how to do it. And I gave you 2 questions. I gave you 2 questions. Now, there's one other question, and that's the flag question.
Is that going to be on our?
No. Flag question, no. Forget the flag question. That's not the question I'm thinking about. This one is either going to be food or it's going to be like skirts and blouses.
Okay.
All right, that takes care of that question. So the answer is 20. So let's check it and see if we know what we're doing. No, we don't. Well, I have no idea. Oh, 4 and 7. It had 4 and 7.
Yeah, you wrote 5. 4
Okay,
times
4
7
times
is
7 is
35.
what? 28. I don't know where I got the 5 from.
Me probably interrupting as always.
Yeah. Or 4 skirts and 7 blouses. 4 times 7 is equal to 28. All right, there's 3 examples. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right, so that's a good test question. I'm not going to ask test questions, Philadelphia lawyer. I'm not asking those. All right, this one is 5.5, 39/13. 39/13. Let me write that down. 5.5, 39/13. 5.5, 39/13. Outside a home, there is a 6-key keypad. And I'm going to draw a picture of that so y'all don't screw this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to draw these. I'm going to show y'all what I just drew. So I want y'all to see that this is not undoable. There's your keypad. How many numbers do we have?
6.
Numbers equal 6. The correct 4-digit code, oops, 4 what? 4 spaces. And what did I tell y'all with the license plate, the alarm code, and the PIN number? What did I tell y'all? I told y'all that the base is equal to the numbers or the letters, and the exponent is equal to the what? Space. Go back and look in your notes. I told you that. I know I did, so don't say I didn't. All right? So somebody tell me how to do this problem. How many numbers do we have?
6.
To the what power?
4th power.
4th power. And we take our handy dandy calculator. 6 to the 4th power I got 1,296. It's always going to be base to the exponent. Your base is always how many numbers you're using. The exponent is always going to be how many spaces. In this case, 4 digits. So I'm not going to put digits right here because you got 4 digits that you got to type in. And if you don't believe me, that's the same way that you do your what? PIN number. Because how many numbers do you type in on your PIN number?
4.
4.
4.
Now, the only difference is what numbers do you have to choose from? Here, you got 6 to choose from. But on the PIN code, you got what?
0 to 9 or 10.
0 through 9, which is 10. That's 10 numbers. So that would be 10 to the 4th power. I'm going to write that down for you. PIN number would be 10 to the 4th power because you got 10 digits to choose from. And 10 to the 4th power is 10,000 because it's got 4 zeros. You'll notice what I'm doing here. I'm not only doing the homework problem, but I'm giving you an extra problem on each one. You're welcome. So 1296 is your answer. What? The probability that the correct code is given on the first try, 1 out of 1296. I like that question for a test question because it's short and sweet. Next question. .5. I've got 51 slash 5.5, 51 slash what? 16? Let's see what it says. How many different simple random samples? Oh yeah, this is a test question. How many different size 5 or rambles? I don't like the way this is written. I'm going to rewrite it. This is what I'm going to write because this is what you're going to see on the test. How many 5-member committees can be created from a group of 36 people? That's the type of question you'll see on a test. How many 5-member committees can be created from a group of 36 people? Yes, ma'am.
Is this not like a simple division problem where you would take 36 and divide it by 5 and you end up with like, it's not?
No. 5.5, remember 5.5 is on multiplying, exponents, and what? Factorial. Now,
Okay.
I will tell you the word that tells you what to do. Take my handy dandy highlighter, and I'm going to highlight green.
Can be.
What?
Can be?
No, but that's a good guess. Committee.
Committees, got to have 5 people on it, right?
Yeah, committee tells you no order. So what is no order? Combination or permutation?
Combination.
Combination. So committee tells you combination. So okay now, what have I told you since the first week or first few weeks of this class? N is always your blank number. What?
Denominator? Or your total number of people?
Biggest number, yes. So 36, combination, what?
5.
5. It's the only other number left. Okay, this is a test question. So let's go to the handy dandy calculator. And I'm going to clear this so you can see the keystrokes so you can write them down. And you can watch the video 500 or 600 times.
Probability in 5.
Okay, 36.
307.
Hold on. Hold on a second. 36, math, probability, and combination, and I can't remember, is it 5? 5. And you check me to see if I'm right. 376,992. Is that what you got?
Yes, sir.
376,992 different combinations.
That's an easy one.
Yep, and somebody will miss it on the test. I'm not talking about out of this class. I'm talking about out of all.
I didn't understand the question, so I didn't answer it. But now that I see how you
now that you know it, you should get it on the test.
Yeah.
Now I want you to write down both these questions. I want you to write this one down, and I want you to write down the one that I did. There's your 2 questions right there. How many different simple random samples? And then how many 5-member committees? That's 2 questions right there. I'll give you a minute to write those down. Okay. So I think I skipped one. Let's type in, oh, we got that one right. Yeah, we got that one right. I skipped 45, I think, yeah. This is 5.5, 45/15. Oh, trifecta. Somebody tell me what trifecta means.
Dirt or 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. It usually has to do with a race. And I want you to put horses and cars because that's the 2 questions you're going to see. Here's one question. And the other question will be like horses. We're going to do 2 of them. Suppose 42 cars start a race. And how many ways can you have a trifecta? Trifecta means top 3. So somebody tell me what N is.
No.
The largest number, which is what?
42.
42.
So that means R is equal to 3. Therefore, since it is a trifecta, that means order, which means permutation. Now, while you're doing that one, I'm going to rewrite another question. There are, since these are cars, we'll do horses. There are 23 horses in a race. How many?
68,880.
How many trifectas? First, second, third can be created. Excuse me. I got COVID. There are 23 horses in a race. How many trifectas, or how many different first, second, and third orders can be created? And of course, that would be 23 permutation 3. Now, what tells you, I'm going to take my handy dandy pink highlighter. When you see the word trifecta, and you see first, second, or third, or you see batting order, or you see, I'm going to write down some words. Let's write down some words. I'm going to write them in red. We already highlighted trifecta and first, second, and third. Batting order. How many people in here have played baseball before? I'm not talking about baseball in the backyard. I'm talking about real baseball or softball. How many? Anybody? Anybody in here played real baseball or softball, meaning the actual league?
I have.
Okay. Miss Gill, you have?
Yes.
Anybody else? Okay. Let me ask you something. Did anybody just bat whenever they wanted to?
Definitely.
Or did you put the slugger number 4? Yes or no?
No.
Tell us about it, Miss Gill. How do you do bat? Why don't you just get up and hit? Why do you do batting order?
So everyone gets a chance. Plus, I think we also rotated because all of us aren't, like, some of us are good, some of us are not.
Yeah. You want to put the slugger 4th because if the first, second, and third hitter gets on base, what does the 4th hitter do? Oh, forget it.
He's batting.
The 4th hitter is
They
usually
hit
your
a
best
grand
batter
slam.
because what does the 4th hitter do? It cleans up. He hits a home run or she hits a home run and the other 3 batters come in. The other 3 come in. Oh, forget it. Board, I'm going to give up. Not a committee, but a board. What does a board have? It has president,
5 member.
vice president, secretary, and what? Treasurer. They have
Treasury.
officers. So if you see batting order, if you see board, you're going to use a permutation. What about the lottery? Lottery is where?
A combination.
Lottery is combination. Unless what? Unless the directions specify order. Usually lottery is a combination. Unless specified by the directions. All right, I'm not going to do it because I don't feel like typing on the calculator. So somebody tell me the first one. What's 42? Just give me the numbers. You don't have to tell me thousands or just left to right.
6, 8, 8, and 0.
8, 8, 8, and 0.
What?
Put 6 before 8.
Wait.
6,000. 6,000, 8,000. Yeah, that's right for 42 permutation 3.
Okay, 68,880.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody do this one for me.
10,626.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your 2 questions for the test. All right, let's do a nerd. See, y'all don't need to worry about these things. Y'all worry too much.
Because they give you
5.5.
so many freaking homework problems and they don't word it the same way every time.
And what do you do on
the
the
hell
test?
out of you.
And what do you do on the test?
Fine.
Exactly. Thank you, Hubert. You're welcome.
But but the thing that I stress about is if I can't pass all the homework problems.
What
So
doesn't kill you makes you what?
Stronger, but it still
There you
drops
go.
your grade if you don't
You're
get
not going to win this argument, Miss Kid. You're not going to win it. 5.5, 57 slash, no, 5.5, 55 slash 17. 5.5, 57. Okay, this is the flag question. Flag and tree question. 5.5, 55 slash 17. And that's black and that's purple, and I'm gonna put that in the trash can. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna put out to the side. I'm gonna put, I don't like the letters, but letters, flags, and trees. I've done so many of these homework problems for y'all. I know which one's talking about. Now, why is this not a word? This is not a word because I don't like how many different arrangements. Take that out and say arrangements, because a word actually means something. But what does these letters have between them?
commas.
Yeah, words don't have commas in front of them. So one flag that goes up with this question is you got letters with commas in between them, and they're also repeating. Now, the way that you're going to do this one, and I'm going to give you the formula, and I gave it to you earlier. N factorial over N factorial over x of 1 factorial times x of 2 factorial times x of 3 factorial, and so on. Now, y'all might think, looking at that formula, that is very complicated. It's not. Okay, this is what you do. You count your letters. I got this little yellow highlight on my mouse, and I'm getting used to it. So, all right. How many K's do we have?
1.
1. How many? I got to be careful I pronounce it correctly because I don't want anybody fussing at me. W. Greenville. Belcon. Clemson. W.
2.
2. G. How many?
1.
H.
1.
B is in Bravo.
1.
A is in Alpha.
2.
2.
And let's see, what's that? W got 2. And O
1.
is 1. And A is 1. No, that's the second one. And L is 1. Okay? So what is N? Well, how many letters are there? There's 10 letters. So that's going to be 10 factorial over 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 1 factorial. Watch what I do here. I'm going to highlight these as I do them. Let's see.
Using the shit out of
That's
me.
2. And 2. Can anybody tell me what 1 factorial is equal to? Can anybody tell me what 1 factorial is equal to?
It's 1, isn't it?
1.
1. Somebody tell me what is special about 1 when you're multiplying?
It always equals 1.
It always equals the number you're multiplying it by. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to write a bunch of 1 factorials. If you want to, knock yourself out.
Is this a test question?
Yeah, it's not hard.
It seems hard.
Oh, come on. How many letters are in that question? How many letters?
10.
Okay, it goes up top.
So you just, so instead of the factorial being 1, would you not just say 1 to the 6th power, like factorial to 6?
Which is what? Don't you dare do that in your calculator.
6.
No. 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1.
1.
So 2 factorial times 2 factorial times 1. Now, I'm not going to ask y'all to do this in your calculator. What is 2 factorial? 2 times 1, which is what?
2.
Okay. 10 factorial over 2 times 2 times 1. What's 2 times 2 times 1?
4.
So take your calculator and do 10 factorial over 4. Ten factorial over 4. I'm going to take my calculator.
Is it 907,200?
I have no idea. I'm fixing to do it right now. So 10 math probability factorial is equal to a BA number. And I'm going to divide that by 4. 907,200.
Woo!
907,200. That's your answer. All right, here's the other question. And I've already got it written down for you. There it is. Oops, sorry. And I'm out of paper. I gotta, hold on. There you go. A golf course has 4 Indian trees, 4 white birch trees, and 2 bald cypress trees. We need to change those. We need to change those names because we're offending the Indians, white people, and bald people. So we need to change those names. I don't know where they get Indian trees from. I never heard of I've heard of a white birch and a bald cypress. Never heard of an Indian tree before. That is the tree problem. So how many different arrangements of those trees can you have? 3,150. Now, if you want to do that on the calculator, this is how I would do it. I'm going to slide this over. Everybody with me? All right, watch what I do here. parentheses, 10, math, probability, factorial, close parentheses, divided by, parentheses, 4, math, probability, factorial. Actually, you could get by with doing 24 times 24 times 2, but I'm not going to do that because some of y'all will get mad at me. So times 4, math, probability, factorial, times 2, math, probability, factorial. Close parentheses and hit enter.
31,500.
And that
Okay.
is your answer. This is the question that not only will ask you for letters and trees, but flags. There's a red flag, a white flag, and a blue flag. Or there's 3 red flags, 2 white flags, and 4 blue flags. And yes, I did put them in the order red, white, and blue because I'm a damn patriot, okay? I might be a veteran and I might be a terrorist, but I'm going to put them in red, white, and blue order. All right. Next question. Oh, I just lost. What did I do? Hold on just a second. I just threw all my. Hold on just a second. I messed up my order of my stuff. Here we are. I think I got it fixed. There we go. Excuse me. That's one we just did. 5.5, 61/19. 5.5, 61/19. And here is the question. This is not a test question, and probably one of the most difficult questions that you have in your homework. That's the bad news. Do you want to know the good news? They used to have a question in your homework that was harder than this one, and they took it out. So I want you to write it down. It is not a test question, but you will see it on your homework. The grade appeal process at a university requires that a jury be structured by selecting 8 individual blah, blah, blah. So an 8-member jury. And you pull, P-U-L-L, from a pool, P-O-O-L, of 10 students and 10 faculty.
So that means N's going to be 20?
Hold on, we got several parts of this question. You're thinking along the right lines. Okay, now the first thing you want to do with this question, I'm not talking about A, B, and C. Okay, I'm going to go to the handy dandy because I don't want to look at the question. Because your first priority with this question is to find the denominator. Find your denominator. And that is going to be as you said, Miss Kidd, 20. Combination what? The only other number that's
8.
round, 8. And that's equal to your denominator. So I need somebody to put that in the calculator and tell me what you get.
$125,970.
And I want everybody to highlight that. I'm going to highlight it yellow because that is our denominator. Now, somebody tell me what that is. That is how many juries we can create, how many 8-member juries we can create out of how many people?
20.
20 people. I want you to write that down so you halfway understand what you just found. This is how many juries, 8-member juries, we can create out of 20 people. Does that sound like the committee question? Yes. Okay, now we're going to A. What does A say? Let's go look at the question. A says, what is the probability of selecting a jury, 8 people, of all students? So I'm going to write that down beside A. Selecting a jury of 8 people. Selecting a jury of 8 people from 10 students. Now, I wrote it a little bit different. What is N? Always your what?
Denominator.
No. Always your blank number.
Biggest number.
So 10, combination what? That means I want y'all to tell me what the next number is.
8.
8. And a lot of people will ask me, I had somebody yesterday ask me, where'd you get the 8?
Because they asked for 8 people on each
Yes,
jury.
thank you. Yes. You only got 2 numbers to pick from. Quit breaking the anvil with the banana and just do the problem. All right? Equals, somebody give me that number.
2.
It's a small number.
Small number.
10
I hit the wrong
combination
button.
8.
I hit the wrong button. 45.
So that's your numerator. So for A, what do? You take 45 and you put it over what?
125,970.
There you go. Now I'm not gonna, it's got like 3 zeros in it. I'm not gonna worry about that answer. Y'all know how to use your calculator. Y'all do that, okay? I'm going to highlight this 45. And I'm gonna highlight that 45 right there. And that yellow highlighter,
Why is it giving me a weird error?
I don't know. Because the Russians has invaded your calculator.
Well, it gives me the decimal, and then at the last of it says E -4.
Scientific notation.
Sir,
Scientific notation.
what did I do wrong?
You didn't do anything wrong. That's scientific notation. I'll
So-
show you how to change it. Hold on. So I'm going to take, come on, clear this. Clear, clear, clear. Now watch what I do here. 45 divided by 125, 970. And that is scientific notation.
Right.
So hit, they used to have an approximate. They don't have it anymore. Does anybody see an approximate? I don't see it. Okay, well, let me show you how that's done. They used to be able to do it on your calculator, and I don't see it anymore. Okay, here's how you change it. And you got to remember your scientific calculator, your scientific from algebra. You get 3.5723 times 10 to the negative fourth power. Which way is negative?
Down.
Or to the left, either one. So I'm going to move to the left because of the negative.
4 times.
4 places. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3.5723 times 10 to the negative fourth is equal to 0.00035723. Now I'll give you all a hint. All you got to do is highlight this number and say, okay, that's a 4, so that means 3 zeros. And of course, that means to the left. Now that's the way you can shortcut it. The 4 means 3 zeros, and then you move it to the left. Now, I don't care which way you do it, but that's how you do scientific notation with a small number. I'm not getting into small and large numbers because we're only needing to worry about the small numbers on this one. Okay? So that's scientific notation. Your calculator used to do that. I don't know, they must have took it off. I think they've moved it, and I don't know where they moved it. All right, next question, B. Now I want y'all to do B because you should be able to do it now that I showed you how to do A. So I'm going to write B down, and I'm going to write it down the way you should write it down. B says, what is the probability of selecting a jury of all faculty? Well, selecting a jury of 8 people from 10 adults or faculty.
You do it the same way you did the first one, don't you?
Yes, and I don't like this question because I use the same numbers. I'd much rather them have different numbers, but in this case, it's going to be the same thing. 10 combination 8, which is equal to 45. Therefore, it's the same number. That's why I don't like this question. 125, 970. So it's the same. Now, is that going to happen all the time? No. They could say 8 faculty and 12 students. Now, do C. I want you to do C, and I want you to write it out. What is the probability of selecting a jury of 4 students and 4 faculty? Now, the 4 students, they come out of 8, and I meant 10, and the 4 faculty come out of 10. So you're going to have to multiply these 2 together and put them over the denominator. I'm giving you a hint. C. What is the probability of, what's the key word? What's the little word in between them? What's the word? Between 4 students, blank, 4 faculty. What's the word?
And.
And.
What does and mean? Multiplication. 4 students, so that would be 8 or 10 combination 4 and 10 combination 4.
You multiply them and get 44,000,
I'm going to take your word for it.
441,000, excuse me.
Well, 10 combination 4, what is that? I have no idea.
210?
210?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 210 times 210 over 125, 970. And I got 0.35008. Somebody confirm that, please.
That ain't what I got. 210. Okay, hang on. I think I know what I did wrong. 210 times 210 divided by 125,970. You're correct.
Of course I am.
I was looking at it a different way. I thought you were asking for what the answer to the multiplication was first.
And that's how you do that question. Our last question, believe it or not, our last question. I think it's 5.571. Yeah, look at there. That's our last question. 5.571/20. 5.571/20. And let's see what it looks like. Oh yeah. This is a test question. And I'll tell you something, you want the good news or the bad news?
Good news.
Good news is it's real easy math. Bad news is you're going to have to think. And I'll give you a hint. It is multiplication. It's not exponents and it's not factorial. It's just like your dinner question and your blouse and skirt question. Now I'm going to highlight, I'm going to write down this right here. I'm just going to write down what they're giving you. What are they giving you right here? Consonant, consonant, vowel, number.
Basically your password. It's got to be that.
Consonant, consonant, vowel, number. So I want you to tell me how many consonants there are, how many vowels there are, and how many numbers, single digits, is there? Well, first of all, you need to start with the vowels.
Can you go back so I can finish writing the question?
No.
Please.
Somebody tell me how many vowels there are.
Eight.
A,
E-I-O, and
I-O-U. 5. Well, that's simple. I'm just going to put a 5 where there's a V. Oh my gosh, that's association. Roman numeral 5 is V. Oh my gosh. Well, if there are 5 vowels, how many consonants are there?
What are we, 2?
Almost.
4.
21. People, how many letters are there in the alphabet?
26.
Okay, y'all go. Okay, I want everybody to go get a box of alphabets tonight. And I want you to find all the letters in the alphabet. All right? You would be surprised. This morning somebody said 33. Not this morning, yesterday. They said 33. Miss Gill, were you in that class? I don't think you were.
No, I don't think I was. I don't remember.
You're in the morning class that I overslept this morning, didn't you?
No, I'm in the morning class for 103 on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay, we met yesterday. Yeah, that's right. All right. So, okay, how many single digit numbers are there?
They're all single digits.
No, they're not.
Wait,
You're
10.
right. They're all single digits. How many are there?
10.
10. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, do your math. Do you need a calculator? No, you do not need a calculator. Why? Because 20 times 20 is 400. And you should be able to do that. 5 times 10 is 50. Okay? I'm just telling you. But go ahead.
$22,050.
22,050. You are correct. Now, what does the question say that you just figured? Okay, now the second part. Assume, where is B? There we go. Assume that they're not what? Case sensitive. Can somebody tell me what that means? What does not case sensitive mean?
All caps.
Not, that's opposite. Case sensitive means it is all lowercase. You're thinking of case sensitive. Not case sensitive means lowercase letters. So we just did lower case letters. Does everybody understand that? Now, what does the second one ask for? Well, let's type in 22050. Now, look at the second part. How many passwords, and write this down, how many passwords are possible if they are what? Case sensitive. Now, you might think that's difficult, but it's not. This is A. This is B. And the best way to show you this is for me just to write them out. And then you go, oh, yeah, I understand. So I'm going to take a blue marker. And I'm going to use my highlight, my neon. Where's my neon? There it is. Here we go.
$42 times 10.
Now, somebody tell me what I just did.
You took you doubled your lowercase letters.
Why did I double my letters and not my numbers?
Because you don't double your numbers.
You don't have a caps on your numbers.
No, you double it.
How many A's do we have?
You got 2 A's. You got a lowercase and an uppercase.
There you go. See, now, was that a lot of hard thinking?
No.
No.
176,400.
They don't want a number. They don't want the number. It's too big. This is what they want. What's 42 times 10? 420. Don't put it in your calculator.
I need to.
And what's 42?
I need to cut my
times
camera
10?
off so you can't catch me. You know I don't do new math.
It ain't new math. It's just adding a 0. 42 times 10 is 420. What's 420 times 420? That's 420
840.
raised to the what? It's raised to the second power. And that's your answer. They don't want you, but they don't want a big number. So which answer is it?
D.
Yep.
Huh. See, I don't like how they do that. They need to stick to one way of asking the questions.
It's a conspiracy.
It is damn Russians and the Democrats.
Oh, you better not say that. I ain't gonna say nothing.
Going to hell in a
We
handbasket.
know you're a terrorist.
I am. How y'all like them damn gas prices and diesel prices?
That's
can
all
thank
right. That
Joe.
means people are making millions of dollars. That's all I'm gonna say.
Ain't me, I can tell you that.
So they say by the end of the summer it'll be up to $3 a gallon.
Yeah, I know.
We were at $1.80.
Lower than
All
that.
right,
I mean,
folks.
diesel, yeah.
All right, that is all of the homework questions. Now, that's all 5.5 that were sent to me. Now, the first virtual office hours covers 5.1 through 5.3 and 4.1 and 4.2. Now, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. We don't have a time to go through all of it. I'm going to go through the test Thursday with you, but let's go ahead and do a sneak. Now, let's just call it a night. Y'all want to call it a night?
I would like
Sure.
to go through the test together, like all in one.
All right, let's do that. We'll do that Thursday. Now, the homework cuts off Thursday night.
Okay,
Homework.
okay.
So
Okay.
make sure you get all the homework done and questions sent Thursday.
Even if we can't answer all the questions.
Well, I've already answered pretty much all of your homework.
Yeah,